When you think of summer makeup, what's something that comes to mind right away? For me, it's bronzer. I think that summertime is just the perfect time to get that beautiful golden sun-kissed look. And for me, because I try to avoid sun exposure a lot, it means that I'm usually using a lot more bronzer this time of year. So I wanted to give you some of my favorites. So today I have 5 of my favorites to share with you, plus one very exciting honorable mention that I can't wait to talk about. So if you'd like to know how I prefer to get glowy and sun-kissed, then let's get into it. All right, so I zoomed you guys in just so I can hopefully give you guys some swatches. I don't know what it is about my camera, but I feel like when I try to swatch, you can't really see it. So let me know if you have a problem. I'm gonna maybe need to try to play with my lighting or something, but I'm really excited to share with you my favorites. I know in the spring I did my top favorite blushes, which in the summertime I still really love a good blush, but I wanted to share with you something that I think rings true more of summer, and that's bronzers. So I have a few cream and powders to share with you. So I'm gonna start off with the creams, and right away, this is one of the ones that I'm actually wearing today. I'm wearing 2 of them, and the first one is the Milk Makeup Baked Bronzer. So one of the things that I love about this is it's super blendable. It has a really great consistency, and it's like that perfect tone that isn't too warm and it's not too cool. It's like, to me, it's just a very neutral bronzer. And when you look at like gram for gram with this guy, you get a lot for your money. The only thing is that it does smell a little like clay or like dirt or something, but it doesn't stay on your face, it dissipates. So it's not really a huge deal, but this is definitely one of my favorite creams. Now, my second cream, which I guess is actually more like a liquid, is the Bare Minerals Bare Pro Glow in Photon. And this I found because I was searching for a replacement for one of my favorites that was discontinued, and I've really enjoyed this one. So I'm gonna pump a little onto my arm here. Let's see if I can like pump it away from my yellow shirt. So you want to give this one a really good shake, and it's definitely more of a liquid consistency. You'll see that next to the milk bronzer. And this one is a little bit lighter in color, but I do feel like once it dries down, it does get a little bit darker. I can almost see that along the edges here. So this is the Photon. Sorry, I'm looking in the monitor just to make sure that I've got a good peek for you guys there. So as this one dries down, we'll probably be able to see the color a little bit more, but I love how blendable this one is. So if you are someone who's new to bronzing and you want something that's going to be really nice and natural looking, and you don't have to worry about like looking like you have a big streak across your face, this is a great option. For our third product, we're gonna jump into the drugstore, and this has been a favorite of mine for a long time. So for those of you that have been watching my channel, it's not gonna be a surprise, but this is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. Now, this does come in several shades, which I really enjoy because that means for your skin tone, you'll be able to find one for you most likely. So I have the shade Bronzer, and this I would say is gonna be best for not super fair, but light to medium skin, because even right now, as we're getting into the summer months, this is gonna be a little too light for me. In fact, on my tan arm, you might not even be able to see it, but some of the things that I enjoy about this, the scent. I really like the coconutty scent that this has. I know some people don't love that, but it's just an enjoyable summer experience for me. And this one, yeah, you're probably really not even going to be able to see it. So it's almost like the color of my skin. But I love that this has a satin finish to it. So it doesn't look chalky. It's really hard to overdo it because that satin look just doesn't let it get muddy. So again, it's another really friendly one for people who are just starting out, and I can even feel it on my fingers right now. It's so very silky. So I love it. If you are more light, I know that they have one that's a little lighter than this, so that would be really for like fair skin. And then they do have at least one, if not 2 darker shades in this. So you should check this out if you're looking for a great bronzer, not only on a budget, but at any price. All right, so going from drugstore to quite a bit more high end, we're gonna hop into Hourglass, and this is the ambient lighting bronzer. I have the shade Diffused Bronze Light, and this is the other product that I have on today. So I have the milk on as a cream, and then after I did some of my other cream products, I went through and dusted this one all over and kind of like down my neck. I love these because they do have a bit of glow to them, but not sheeny, not sparkly at all. The glow is really only here because you have some of the ambient lighting powder mixed into it. Now, I'm going to be honest, this is not going to really swatch well probably because these Hourglass ambient products just don't swatch well because you really need to get a good mix onto the brush. But we'll go ahead and give it a go. I'm going to place it right next to that butter bronzer. This is a little darker. I should probably have like done it on the other side of my arm where I'm more fair, but you'll just have to trust me on this one. This one's a little bit darker and almost has a bit more of a warm tone to it. The warm tone is almost more of like a red, so you get that like sunburnt look, but not in a bad way, in a really like sexy summer way, if that makes any sense. So it's not like warm as in yellow or golden. It really has that like rich, like just out of the sun color. So I really like that one. It is pretty pricey, but it is beautifully buildable and just gives you that lovely sheen. All right, here's another splurge option for you. This is the Marc Jacobs Tantastic Omega Bronzer. So this is a lot of bronzer. You get a nice big pan, and I will say that I feel like this one and the butter bronzer are very similar in tone. Let me swatch these side by side so you guys can see, or at least put them on my finger. I don't know if you guys will be able to see that, but I mean, now I'm like, which one is which? Do I have to smell them to see which one? That's funny. So these are super close. So really the only difference you're gonna get here, in my opinion, is that the butter bronzer has that little bit of sheen, but the Marc Jacobs is definitely more of a, I don't want to say matte in a bad way, but definitely a much more matte product. I do think it's a little bit more pigmented too, so you know it's going to build up a little bit faster. Yeah, you guys aren't even going to be able to see these on my arm, but we're just going to do it for the sake of it. So I feel like the cream ones, because I really loaded them on, I mean, you're never going to use a cream like that thick, right? But these two you can see a lot better. So those truly are some of my favorite bronzers. Now, I told you guys that I have a special honorable mention that I'm really excited about. And when I was talking about the Bare Minerals Bare Pro Glow, I told you that I found that one in search of something to replace one of my very favorites, which is the Cover FX Sun-Kissed Custom Enhancer Drops. These are like the custom bronzing drops or whatever. These were discontinued quite a while ago. I actually, when I found that out, I went and like bought 2 backups. So I've actually got quite a bit. And I just recently found out that Cover FX has brought them back, and they brought them back in the same Sun-Kissed shade that I have, and I believe it's Gilded Glow, which is more of like a shimmery shade. So I'm so excited because this is such a beautiful product. It blends out so, so well. I would say it probably blends out, well, in some ways a little easier than the Bare Minerals because it's a little bit thicker, but it does also dry a lot faster. So you have to be careful with that. Like I would only apply like to one side of your face and then blend that out and then apply to the other side. I honestly haven't bought the new like relaunch because I have 2 of the old backups and it would just be too much. So in, you know, transparency's sake, I'm showing you the original formula, but I haven't heard that they changed the formula. So I would say if you really want to, I would go in and get a sample of it if you can, but if it's anything like the original launch, it's amazing. So now that they've dried down a little bit, let me show you here. So we've got, this is again the Milk Baked Bronzer, and then this is the Bare Minerals, and this is the Cover FX. So they are very similar. They do have like slight difference in tone, and I really enjoy them both. When I heard that they were relaunching these, I was so excited. And if I didn't have 2 backups, I would buy more. I probably will end up buying one at one point, but I wanted to let you guys know, because if you've heard me talk about it here on my channel, it's sort of one of those things where it's like, I can't believe they discontinued that. So they must have heard me. I'm sure it wasn't me. I'm sure it was the hundreds of thousands of other people who were sad to see it go. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have a favorite bronzer that I've missed out on. And if you're curious about this makeup look, I know I said that I used 2 of these bronzers, but if you kind of want deets on the whole look, you can check out the tutorial on this. It should already be up on my channel. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you really soon.